Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about geometric sculptors. And I brought three artists to talk with you about. And then we have a fun project you can do with stuff that you probably have lying around at home. The first artist I brought is called Clemens Bear. And he's a German artist. He's working now. And he works with materials that he finds the places that he's working, things that might be laying around, like cardboard or wood, something like that. And you can see here, he's used a lot of the shapes that he sees in the apartment buildings on the wall and echoed a lot of the colors and incorporated what those things are made of, like wood and cement and things like that. So he travels around the world and works at different places. It's called site specific. And his things don't really stick around for a long time. They might be there one day and then they're gone the next day. So this one, he was asked to do a project in an old textile factory, and he walked around to see what was abandoned in the factory. And he found all kinds of pieces of these heating ducts and vents. And he made this sculpture out of them outside in front of the factory. What kind of shapes can you see in here? I see half circles, triangles, and squares and rectangles, and a lot of repeated shapes. And all this stuff he found inside the factory. Here's another one he did outside in front of this blue cement structure with the peeling paint. And he used a lot of cardboard and wood again, and maybe some peeling concrete or stucco or something like that to create this sculpture that has a lot of the shapes that are in the same environment. You see the square windows, and you see those in his sculpture, and a lot of thin lines, which you see on the back of the building and on the sidewalk. And those colors. How are the colors the same? They're completely the same, right? He's used the blues and the grays and the browns and the whites, which were all right there. This work was done in San Francisco in a gallery. He was asked to create a sculpture right there in the gallery on the wall. His name is Matt W. Moore, and he was working with wood, and he just drilled this wood right onto the walls. And you can see all his different repeating geometric shapes, right? We have triangles and squares, lots and lots of triangles, some lines, parallelograms, things like that. And he's just repeated them in a pattern. And here you can see the finished piece. So he's painted it all white. It blends in one hand, it blends in with the gallery walls, right? It's the same color, but you can really see all these shadows popping out and all the shapes. This was the finished piece, and they stayed up for the duration of a show, and then it was taken down. Here's Florian Baudrexel, another German artist, and he works a lot with cardboard and wood. This is a giant cardboard sculpture he did in a gallery. Most people would think of cardboard as garbage and recyclables, right? You're always trying to get rid of it. But here he's created this huge sculpture. It's got to be like 10 feet by 5 feet easily, if not more. And it sticks out of the gallery walls. This is another geometric sculpture done by Florian Baudrexel. And it's big. It's like 6 feet wide by 6 feet wide. It sticks out 3 feet from the wall. And it's all just shapes, right? Made out of cardboard, maybe some wood in there to hold things up. And that's all it is. And you can see the triangles and rectangles and all kinds of things in this sort of circular shape it makes overall. And here's a big one he did in an office building that's suspended up there, but it's still just cardboard and wood sculpted around the beams and things. So here's an example of the project we're going to do. It's very simple geometric sculptures made out of cardboard. You can color them or use colored cardboard or paint them or not. And they're just put together by working with slits, slitting things in. So this is the same idea. They've used some different sorts of shapes, still shapes, but more organic geometric shapes. They've got some curvy lines and things. And this one is really big. So you think about all the big boxes you might get in the mail or see somewhere. You could cut them up and use these, and it's put together in the same way, just through different interlocking slits. So maybe some of you could make a really big one like this. So we saw 3 artists that are working now in large geometric sculptures, and now it's time to do yours. I'll show you a couple of steps, and you can work small or really large, and I can't wait to see what you make. I'm here in the studio, and I'm going to show you what you need to do this project. You just need something like a cereal box or any thin cardboard, crackers or what have you. Or you can use a sheet of like a piece of a box, like a heavy cardboard too. So you're going to take your cardboard and cut out some shapes. We can start with some geometric shapes. I'll do a circle here. You can cut out many shapes: squares, circles, triangles, rectangles, organic forms, all different things. And you're going to take that shape and give it 3 or 4 little slits, not very long, so that you can fit them together. See the slits there? I put 4 in the circle. So I have some shapes over here that I already cut out. And you can start working with it. It doesn't matter what's on it. You can use those patterns, or you can paint the other side, and whatever. And you just put the slits together like this. And then you've got something holding together. See? And you keep working with that until you get an interesting sculpture that you like. Now you can sketch it out beforehand, or you can just work with it and see where it goes. And somehow you're going to have to get it to stand up. Or, well, I guess it could lie down on its side too. But here's just a very simple start to this. And you can make it pretty big. It's all up to you. This doesn't quite stand yet, but it will. We'll get there. There. So, that's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to make them big, or big-ish, at least bigger than this. This only has 4 pieces, so you know. Or make them really big. If you have a lot of the big cardboard like this lying around, see if you can make something, you know, like a couple feet tall, 3 feet tall or something, if it's okay with your parents. That would be fun to see. All right, have fun. I can't wait to see what you make.